everyone. We will go ahead and get started. We've got a good group of people, and we will continue to have people join. For those of you that miss anything, and I'll mention it a few times as we go, this will be saved. I'll save it to YouTube because it will disappear off of Instagram. As we have all discovered, as we watch things on Instagram, they're so awesome, and then poof, they're gone, and it's like, what? So I will save this because it's very valuable information. We've been thrown into a situation that we're not accustomed to, and they're all like, here, wear all of this equipment. You need to have these PPEs, and we're like, people what? And if you've taken some of the advanced nail courses, you know that PPE stands for personal protection equipment. And some of you maybe remember PPE means gloves and stuff. And some of you didn't remember what the initials stood for. And then some of you are going, what? And then we're all like, okay, we can throw a mask on, but you don't really know what you're supposed to do with the mask, when you're supposed to wear the mask, how you're supposed to wear the mask. We're all just winging it. And so it seemed like a really good idea to actually do it correctly and maybe find out how to do it correctly from someone that does it for a living instead of guessing. Does anyone think that's the way to go? So I am fortunate enough to have a client that actually knows these things for legit. And you guys know how I feel about the truth and science and all of these things. And so I wanted to share this information with you and not keep it to myself. So please welcome Megan. And Megan, if you want to tell us a little bit about why you are an expert in these things so that we understand why you are able to tell us how to use PPE properly, we would appreciate that.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Nurse Megan. I graduated college in 2010, and I've been currently working the last 7 years as an surgical OR room sanitation expert. And with that, this is everything you guys are being faced to do right now is something that I do on a daily basis. It becomes common knowledge, like the back of your hand. It's just that you realize as you're doing it that, oh yeah, one little mess up, especially with taking off your gloves, and it just ruined everything. You just contaminated yourself if you did it wrong. Same thing with, since we're all going to be faced with re-wearing masks. By re-wearing a mask, your mask is contaminated. That mask is what's filtering any kind of germs and or bugs or anything out from you every day. And one little mistake taking that off and you contaminated yourself. But it's really easy. It's not anything that you'll get by the end of this. You'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. But so on the surgical side of it, we're anxious to get back to everything that we've been doing. I love my job. I've been with Holly for 2 years now, and I'm more than happy to help that way. Because, you know, if we wear a mask, put on some gloves, we can go get our hair done, get our nails done. I'm excited.
Right. So let's start off, and we're basically just going to work our way from the top down and then talk about our environment. Let's start off with safety glasses, and you can do safety glasses or you can do the face shields.
Okay, so for your safety glasses, if you wear normal glasses, they're not enough. Your normal glasses do not have the little side shield here, as well as a top piece that goes over the top. And that will completely kind of encase you. Think of like when people get their eye surgeries done, they come out with the big old Darth Vader looking style. Okay, and these can actually be worn over your glasses. It's not cute, but it's completely shields in. The big thing with these is to keep these from getting scratched. Mine are scratched right now, and it's really complicated to see you. However, it's doing its job, and as you can see, it's touching my cheeks on the sides, and if I lean my head down, it's on my tops of my eyebrows. And you can shift enough to make it work. They do fit better without your glasses on, but if you're like me, I need them. And something on that note that I'd like to mention as well is during this, if you are a contact lens wearer, you need to be, typically people that wear contacts touch their face more. They get worried that something's in their eye, or they feel like something's in their eye. They're not saying, the CDC isn't saying not to wear them, but if you do realize you're touching your face more, it's probably better off to not for right now. And I know you don't want to wear your glasses. It's your clients haven't seen you in your glasses, but at least your clients can see you. And so I know for our facility, they're highly encouraging it to not wear contacts. And it's just something else too. You have to touch them to take them out. So I just wanted to bring that up right now since we're on the topic of covering our faces.
And then some tips for the face masks. I ordered a face mask just because I'm really bad about touching my face in the salon. I tend to smile a lot, and the dust settles right here on top of my cheeks. And so I ordered the face mask just to stop me from touching my face. Do you have some tips for us if we wear glasses with the face masks to keep them from bonging against our glasses or anything?
Okay, so the one that I have on is a disposable. You can buy these on the online and then you can still rewear them. And this is the key thing from the disposable ones versus the harder plastic ones. The disposable, this is all foam, so you don't have to worry about them hitting your glasses. But the ones that are the hard plastic, when you put them on, you want to put little makeup wedges on the sides here where your glasses would hit. And if you put that little wedge to where your straps are going to sit, or if you wanted to put it back on your head further, that'll keep it to give it a little bit of space so that it's not clanking against you. And then it's also something, I suggest all of this for your first day that you're going to have to be wearing it to practice it at home, because then you'll realize where everything needs to go so you're not fiddling with it all day long, contaminating, fiddling, contaminating. Once you do your first day, your first little bit, it does become a lot easier, and then you know right away. And then I suggest once you get the perfect spot to where it's not going to clank against your glasses, to mark on your little, these all have the elastic headbands, even if you're getting the size, the non-disposables, mark on there where you want to put that, and then you can continuously always put that there. Some people, the makeup wedges, they don't like because it might be a little too bulky. You can always cut those down. It's just foam. You can also use your cotton applicator pads. Those also help with some people. And if you do start to get little indents on the sides of your glasses, you can always use like the cushiony Band-Aid tape. If those start to push, you can put that on your frames on the insides to push against your face.
Awesome. There's a question in the chat, where do we get our face masks or safety glasses? To keep this video strictly about safety and information, we're not mentioning brands or sources. So if you are watching or this is on YouTube and you want to leave a brand or a source that you prefer in the comments, please feel free to leave those in the comments. However, to keep this video strictly about safety, we are not mentioning those things ourselves. Cool. So that covers our eyeballs. The next thing we have on the list are masks.
Okay, so for our masks, let's start, Holly, with the disposables. So on your disposable masks, there are the style that have the stretchy ear loops and then the style that have the strings. And if you look at both, they have a darker color. The darker color versus your inside color. Dark color will always face outward.
Okay. So we're doing stretchy first?
Yes. So with this, mine's already been reused, but it's, as you see Holly's, it's still straight and it's still as crisp how it would be coming out of the box. So when you go to put it on, your bindi strip there at the top of your mask will always go to your nose.
So if you hold it up in the light, you can see the strip in the mask.
Okay, now we will not do anything with that until we get it hooked around our ears. Be cautious if you have ear piercings in. Typically the top upper cartilage piercings, your straps will get caught on them. Okay, now as you can see, we're on. We have a little bit of pucker in here on the corners. And then go ahead and take, like you're going to pinch the top of your nose, and pinch that real tight on your nose. Perfect. Now, fingers on the sides, and we're going to push it tight against our cheeks. And then we're going to come down your little tail here, pinch at the top and under your tail, and give it a little tug. Perfect. Okay, so now you are ready. If you see it's a little cockeyed, you don't like the way it looks, keep pushing. Now, for the glasses, this is the biggest part. I have to do this every day. There is 52 different tips, tricks, everything for your glasses. Now, the best thing to tell you is for your glasses, you want to actually wear your mask a little higher. And then bend your bendy strips down a little bit, because otherwise it pushes on the underside of your eyes and it feels like there's something there all day. And so Holly's is perfect to where she's going to have hers. You want your glasses, if you can, to sit right under your edge. So I'm going to go up a little higher. Give it a good old pinch and bring it down. By doing that tip right there, you will eliminate your fog. Usually for me, it's about at least half of the time. And what's good about these masks is when you're going to purchase your masks, if you are getting disposables, you can get anti-fog disposables. The ones that Holly and I are wearing are anti-fog. You still will fog up, but it's way less. But if you get that high enough and get it right where you want it, I try to make sure you can't see my nose skin right here at the tip, and you will be just fine. So for those of you that do not have to wear your glasses, you will see with my safety glasses here, we are pretty much covered.
So even if you're just wearing safety glasses like mine, you can still bend it around your safety glasses.
Oh yeah, get it all bent how you like it, how it fits. And the key thing is that's why I wanted you to practice the day before you're actually going to go live with a client, because that way you know, oh hey, yep, my mask needs to sit right here. And I encourage you, get your stuff on, get up, walk around to where you're starting to breathe a little bit heavier. You're just trying to hurry up and get your station cleaned in and out of clients. And as you see me, if I take a deep breath, your mask goes in a little. That's how you know you have your fit tight at the top and you're covered on your chin on the bottom. Now, your little puckers on the sides, you should have just a little pucker, and that allows for your air to escape, but that's not going to allow for the stuff to come in because of the way that it's creased here.
Okay, so those little puckers are okay.
Yep, you don't want that to not, if it ends up like this, you will start to fog up then, because this allows a little for air escape, but it's not a lot.
And if you feel the mask itself is against your face, those puckers aren't gaps.
No, it's not.
So even though you can see this piece isn't touching, it's not really a gap. The mask is against your face. How do we clean the goggles or the safety glasses?
Goggles and safety glasses, whatever disinfectant you're going to be using, your disinfecting wipes. If you're going to be using alcohol, you do the same. So for me, every day home, when I get home, I use just an alcohol wipe. Now, when I'm at work and taking them off, you just use your normal disinfectant. And now with that disinfectant, we're going to cover later the times for how long they have to stay wet and everything. And then you will go ahead and dry them off just like any other glasses. You're going to have to dry it so you can see, buff them up a little bit so you can see through
them. This one wears cheaters to see up close. She doesn't need them for the whole service, so she moves them around a lot. What should she do?
Okay, for your cheaters up close, the key thing with it will be, we don't know right now if the state mandates for your, wherever you at, are going to require for your gloves or not, but the less you can eliminate touching them, the better. So for you that do have to remove them, it'll just be the key thing of keeping your hair back so you aren't contaminating your hair every time you're touching it, and then doing your lifting and removing. However, if you are going to do the safety glasses over it, it will be potentially you can do where your cheaters stay for the lower part of your nose, but you have these to circumference around you. That's where it does get tricky. And because we have the ladies that they need their cheaters to reach turning. And that is what they are doing. They're keeping them a little bit lower. I mean, it looks a little odd, but hey, we will all look odd together. And most of the time, the good thing, cheaters are typically smaller. So you can see with mine, if I was to look and I'm looking down as you guys are to do the nails, you can actually see around them. There are little side shields that you can order online that will slide over your own framed glasses. So that could be an option for you too. And you get a big pack and they're super cheap.
Cool. What can you do to eliminate the excess heat behind the mask?
And that is the biggest struggle. And that is, I'm fogging up right now because my mask has heat in it. So that is where it determines with what type of mask is better for you. These are the disposable. These are anti-fog. Anti-fog is, they have a little flap on them that's plastic right here. And they also have that same flap on the inside. Now, that will eliminate your heat. And you will actually start to see, as you've been wearing it all day, you will start to see little droplets of water. And those little droplets of water, if you get too hot, actually, like, they'll drip out like sweat would. It's kind of gross. But at least it's not in the mask.
Will nail dust stick to the glasses or the face mask?
We equivalent the same thing to plaster dust. It does not. But if they are wet, if you put them on, you don't have them completely dry after you're cleaning, it will stick.
Okay. This one wears glasses, but she removes them for polishing so she can see better. How will it work if she's wearing the protective glasses over the top? Would you suggest maybe the face shield in that case?
Yes, the face shield, honestly, for me, is better with wearing my glasses, because then this also helps to filter out anything that would get stuck. Your face shield is your next option. You still have to always wear your mask under your face shield, but this is a lot better for that aspect. It's just going to be determining if you can get safety glasses in or if you can get face shields in. The face shield is the better spot, but like as healthcare, we've had to have local businesses make us face shields because we couldn't get them in.
Can you wear, Andrea, you're asking, can you wear those multiple times? Are you talking about the safety glasses or the face shields? It depends on if you buy the disposable face shields or the ones that are meant to be worn multiple times. And safety glasses, yes, you can wear multiple times. You just need to clean them. Is there a certain way we need to go about removing our face shields and our safety glasses to keep from contaminating?
Absolutely. So let's just go with the whole bargaining deal here. I'll put everything on. Now, mind you, but we are highly thinking the states are going to require gloves at this point as well. But so if we'd have everything on like we do now, you would start to remove this stuff with your gloves on. If we had our gloves on, we would start to remove. Obviously, you have to go with first. So your face shield, remember, you're going to have your hard elastic. Mine bends a lot easier, and it has this foam piece. But just be careful as you're taking it off, because the pieces on the ones that are reusable, this is kind of tight. It's kind of hair tie tight, so just be careful when you're taking it off. Remove it one motion, and then you want to put it so that it's facing up like this on the table. Because this way, less contaminated. Keep it to your side. It's dirty. If it falls, let it fall, because it's dirty. And then you will remove your safety glasses if you're using those. And then when you're removing your masks, you want to hook the sides at the top of your cheeks and slide that part off first. Because remember, anything that you've collected as far as germs is going to be on that outside piece. And then, same thing, if you're going to remove, you can set it either contaminated down or side against your face down. But anything that touched, remember, you're going to have to disinfect as well.
Okay.
Now, so on to the removal. With the removal, your mask will always need to be put into a paper bag if they're going to be reused. The paper bag allows for absorption of any moisture that was collected, and suggests you buy the big old bundle of them. You can get them super cheap, the big old bundle. It's better to have the ones that don't have the kind of the wax parchment-y paper feel. You don't want that. You want a true paper bag.
So seriously, the old school cheap lunch bags.
Yeah.
If you've purchased a sneeze shield, is all of this necessary? Yes.
Yes. You don't need
to have that plexiglass divider between you. Things are still traveling in the air around the divider.
For the sneeze shields, you still will need your mask, and I would still wear safety glasses or a face shield over you, because just like Holly said, it's still going around you. Think of like a lot of the grocery stores right now have the sneeze shield, but if you sneeze as you're walking by or you cough as you're walking by, oh, there they all are again. There's all those germs.
Can you explain the difference between the N95 mask versus the disposable mask and the cloth homemade mask?
Okay, so N95, I am going to beg and plead you, please do not purchase. Even if you can get them, do not purchase them. Us healthcare, we're having to wear ours for 40 hours. You have to keep track of it, your N95 on a paper bag, and then it has to be sent through our sterilization V-Pro machine. And that is a big fancy, you can look it up, it's hospitals have it. And then you're gonna rewear it again. So we are continuously rewearing them. I beg and plead, please do not purchase N95s. Let the N95s go to the hospital facilities. So with that, the difference is, so a surgical mask, which is this style, this is a green anti-fog procedure mask. This is a surgical mask. This has 3 layers of protection on it. This is the highest grade next to your N95. And these, guess what? We're rewearing them. Disposable, not disposable right now. We are rewearing them unless they are grossly contaminated. It's kind of gross, but we're doing it. And that is why, once again, I beg, please do not get the N95s. We are still taking people who have been able to get them, donate them to your hospital, donate them to the nursing homes, because we can't get them. Now, your fabric masks. There's lots of different options for fabric masks. The style that Holly and I have are called the Olsen style. And this is the style, this is if you wanted to, make a mask or you were looking to purchase them from people. This style of mask is what the hospitals have asked that people make them. And because of that, it has a tighter woven outer layer. And that is heavy fabric, like think canvas, denim, just a heavier than just your typical cotton, which cotton is what we have on our insides of ours. And what is cool with the Olsen is it has a pocket. Look at that. Pocky.
My holding up the wrong one. This one has the pocket.
There you go. There's your pocky. Now, what's cool with the pocket ones, which is the style that the hospitals, they're taking anything because by all means we need them. But this, you can purchase filters online, or I think hardware stores and stuff like that will be carrying them as well. It's just they haven't needed them right now. But these will carry a PM 2.5 filter, and that's just the microbe count that goes for them. And you can take your reusable insert and you'll put it in there. You'll keep track of how long you're using it because once again, it's a carbon filter. And that also will give you another higher level of protection. Now with this, you still are better. You got your heavy woven fabric, your cotton. So this is what, this is the style that like we're wearing in and out of the healthcare facilities. This is the style when I can. This is what I wear to the grocery store, in and out of the department stores, what I'll be wearing to the salon when that time comes. And then the filters, right now they're only shipping to healthcare. But we're thinking potentially the stuff that I have on back order is coming in May. So hopefully we should have it by the 2nd week of May. And then that filter, you'll keep track of it just like we do on our paper bag. And then what's good about the cloth ones is you wash them every day. So you won't have to worry about, and I want to show you. I did this mask to show you guys my point. I'm a makeup girl, and you can see we are contaminated. Now, remember, we're supposed to be reusing these. Now, that's where I want to go with this. Makeup. Makeup is the holy grail. Love it. I'm not wearing makeup where my mask goes. I actually have a bacteria reaction that is from repeat use of masks. This happened within my 3rd day of rewearing my mask, even though after day 1, I didn't put my face on. Go ahead, do your eyes, by all means, make them dramatic, but do not wear anything on your nose at all, your chin, and just think, we all carry different germs, bacterias, our mouths, our noses. You don't want to continuously put that back on your face. I mean, look, we don't want to sleep with our makeup on, but this is what you're going to look like. And that is, please do not. I've already had to go to dermatology, had to have appointments, and I have lots of friends that have had the same way. And even after we stopped wearing our makeup, it's still the same thing that was happening to us. And that is why fabric masks will be better for the salon because you can wash them. You're going to wash them every day. We will not rewear a fabric mask. But if your facility that you're working at, your salon, is going to be using the disposables and you are going to rewear them, make sure you put them in that paper bag.
So should we be wearing the same mask all day, or do we need a new one throughout the day?
You are okay to wear them all day. Now, you know, if it gets contaminated, you ended up with a client that started coughing halfway through. If you can, I would always bring it back up. Plus, if you yourself sneeze in your mask, I don't advise it. So I would always bring it back up.
Okay. Otherwise, we can wear the same mask all day.
Absolutely.
And
oh, there's a question right now I see about hair, and you just see me touch my hair. If you wear it back, pull it back so it is not in your face. And the best, I mean, even for your bangs, pin them to the side. And that's just, it's one less thing you have to worry about. Because like me, when my hair gets to a certain point, I gotta touch it. I gotta get it out of my face.
And then we have, I will repeat this from Cecilia. If anyone is worried about the contamination of the planet for all the disposable, TerraCycle has a program to recycle all kinds of PPEs.
Yes, yes, they do.
And then Cecilia asks, is that the question you just answered? If there's a difference if you have your hair up or down?
Yeah, it is.
What type of masks should we request our clients wear, or should we just request that they wear a mask?
I would just request that they have the mask on. So here's a saying with the mask that is something great to repeat. You wear a mask to protect your client from you. That way your germs are staying in there instead of going out on them. So then by your client wearing a mask, they're protecting their germs from you. So it's just a vice versa. There is big stuff going. As long as you can keep your germs, your bacteria in that mask, that is what reduces the risk of somebody else getting contaminated. I wear one to protect you. You wear one to protect me.
Do we need a different paper bag every day for our mask?
You do not. You can reuse them. Right now we're using ours about 3 days. And the point of that for your disposable mask that you're going to be reusing is that mask will absorb any kind of moisture that was in there. But it's just like, you know, when you get to pick up your fast food, if you were greasy, oily, and it seeped through the bag, get a new bag.
Okay. If you wear safety glasses, do you still need the shield?
No, you do not. As long as your safety glasses have that extra rim piece on them and the rim at the top.
Okay.
However, I mean, if you can, by all means, get the face shield. The face shield is a lot more protection, and it's actually a lot more comfortable because the most safety glasses are wider on this ends. And if you're adding your elastic with your safety glasses, and like me, I'd have to wear them over my glasses, your ears start to hurt. So if you can get a face shield, get a face shield.
Okay. We have a question about lunch, but we have that on our agenda, so we are going to get to that. I'm not ignoring that question. We are going to get to that here in just a minute. And then someone asked, can they just spray their glasses, mask, etc., with Lysol?
Yes and no. The only thing with it is I would want to rub them because that way you're getting any kind of actual buildup contaminants on it. And the Lysol, it's still going to be the same thing. You're still going to have to dry it off so you can see through it. I prefer wipes, but if Lysol is what you're going to be using, you can always spray it, wipe it, and spray it again.
My concern about Lysol in the mask is the smell would eventually bother you.
See, and that was something I was just getting ready to pop in and say. When you're washing your fabric masks, you do not want to use any dryer sheets, the fabric beads, fabric softener. And if your laundry soap is the pretty smelly kind, you may want to think about washing them by hand in the sink with some of your dish soap instead that is less smell because you're going to be breathing that scent in all day. And we had our first little bit when we first went live and this stuff wasn't new. We had lots of people headaches, their eyes were burning, itching, and then everybody, you know, was all worried that something was wrong with them, but it wasn't. It was just because that they had all that chemical that from the buildup. But so like your sensitive type, I know some of the big laundry brands have caused our girls to have problems, but I so far with the like the free and clear style laundry soaps, I haven't had any problems with those, and I do have allergies.
So just to clarify for us as salon professionals, one mask all day unless you contaminate it by sneezing in it, dropping it on the floor, etc. All right. Has there been a preference for a tie back or loop?
Let me tie one on now. And I will show you, I have a little bit of a preference, but it's going to be totally up to you. So let's go over how to put our tie ones on. Some of your tie ones that you have, or even your loop ones of your fabric, you will have them with or without a nose bendy strip. If you can get ones with your nose bendy strip, do get them, because that helps it so that you get that tighter fit, which will help with your anti-fog. So when you're putting on your loop style, you put it over your nose first, and then you're going to put it, like, think about the crown of the head, and you want to tie it. And you can get it, you want to tie it just like you would a shoe, a bow, however. And then I have a bendy strip, so I'm going to pop mine, and I want to get it under my glasses just like the other style. And this is one thing why practice at home, because it's so hard tying above your head. People, it's just like, oh, how do I do it? You want to tie your back one at the base of your neck. Same thing, make a bow, and you don't want it tight so that you make sure you can flex your neck and move around, but you do want it to be relatively tight, but not enough to impede your movements. Okay, so now with the style that Holly and I have on, they come back to our ears here. And the reason for that is that helps, we are completely encapsulated here. Any of ours. So now if I switched over, I'm going to switch over now with safety glasses. You have got some protection going on. This style is bigger and protects more of your face. You do fog up more with the fog masks. However, your safety glasses, there are tips and tricks, which we can lead into that now, if that's what you would like to do, Holly, with making you oh, look at you.
I would definitely roll with the face shield.
Yes, I would too. And that's what I wanted to see. And that right there was the instance of why. Now, I am purposely breathing really, really hard so that I can fog, because I want to show you something. Okay, so remember, I got that clear up under my eyeballs here, so you can see where it's pushing. Now, I have been breathing ridiculously hard, and I haven't fogged up yet. Part of that is our vent is clear towards the back. If you do, my hair's in the way, but we have a little bit of a pocket there. It's not big. And then my gap here is a little loose on my chin. Take your finger, Holly, and tug that a little. Now let's put your glasses back on and see if you fog up. Now breathe super hard for me. Still the same, or is it a little better? Nope, you're still the same. So some of the instance with talking, because these safety glasses about like this is some of the stuff that we use in ORs. Now, having that side shield also helps deflect your moisture that you're breathing up through your nose. And then having your top rim right here also helps with that diversion as well.
Yeah, I haven't got my side shields in yet.
Nope. So it might work, it might not. But if you guys are wearing this style, the disposable, and your client's wearing fabric, that's less waste as well then. So at least they can wear them. Now, I'm going to pop my face shield on. And I'm going to breathe super hard. I did not fog up at all, because it has a lot more room around it. And this is way more comfortable for me. This is also another reason why the tie style is better for me, because I already have my glasses on normally. And then I have to put that loop behind my ear. Then if I had to wear safety glasses too, this is a lot more comfortable for me.
Yeah. And that's why I ordered a face shield. I know I'm a heavy breather. Especially when I get to doing really detailed art. I know I hold my breath when I'm doing something, and then I'm like, once I breathe. So I knew the face shield was the way to go for me. And how do you wash the fabric mask?
You wash them, you can wash them in your normal wash cycle. If you are the person that puts like the little bit of bleach in every load, that's fine. Just remember, if bleach potentially irritates you, that you have it on there. I wash my normal washer with my normal clothes. And then same thing with drying. Your only thing, you want to make sure that when you dry them, that when they come out, they don't have wrinkle creases, because that crease is going to be on your face all day. And
they need to be washed on hot?
They need to be washed on hot. Yep, washed on hot. You can hang them to dry. Some people are, because they don't, the dryer, I'm washing mine on hot, drying them on hot. Now I want to show you a little tip trick here for when the time is appropriate. What's nice with the tie ones is, I'm going to slip this right down over my head. oh, look at that. I can breathe and I'm normal. And I still have my mask on. So this is, oh, hey, you're done with, you know, you're cleaning up from the last client. You still have your gloves on, but hey, I have that mask right there. And then I am ready and I can just pull that right back up. One simple little adjustment back on my nose and I'm good to go again.
Okay.
That's why I like the tie style, but then again, I'm used to it. This tie style is what we use in surgery all the time.
Cool. And then can you put that face shield on and turn to the side? Because it's clear, they can't see it when you have it on.
Yep.
And then like maybe like, yeah, stick your hand.
Okay, right here are my edges. So if you think right just about where your ear starts is where my face shield hits. There it is. Here, let's go closer.
Head to the side and like stick your hand on the front of the face shield.
And then these ones, you guys can get ones that are maybe a little bit longer. Because if you see, I'm about chin on the front. And then you can also tilt it to be a little bit different. And I'm going to try and flip here. The reusables, not the disposables, it's a lot more of a clear edge. And then you can also, with any of these, when you're tilted down, if it's a lot of shorter torso people are have trouble with it hitting on their chest when their heads are tilted down, you can trim that off using like a utility knife, an X-Acto kind of knife, and trim it off smooth. And then just make sure you disinfect that. You might want to use a nail file if you have a little rough edge on it or something like that. Did we see better where we are?
Yeah, that helps.
And if you see at my eyes, that's why you don't need the safety glasses too, because it goes clear past to right where my hairline starts.
Awesome. Sweet. All right.
Something else to mention real quick with your face shield. You get hot, I would wear a bandana, a sweatband, a big headband around it. See, this one has the foam. So the foam will absorb your gross, sweaty nastiness. But some people are also putting hot gluing a piece of foam, because you can get foam cheap too, on their thicker actual meant for continuous reuse. This is real flimsy. These throwaways, we're still getting about a week's worth of wear out of them. But I would definitely get a sweatband.
Nice. Apparently I look like a band.
Yes.
It's all your nail polish or else. And then how do we take the tie masks off?
Okay, so tie masks. I had to breathe for a second here. I was getting too excited. Okay, so go with, it is easier for me to untie my back one at the neck first. And then you'll be taking mask off with your gloves on. So, and then hold and undo your top one. And that's just so you can keep it going, flow against you, so you don't have like one of the bad sides hit your shirt or hit your face. Pinch and then sit it down right on the tabletop.
Cool. And do we put these in a paper bag to take them home?
I would put it in a paper bag when you go to lunch, and then your paper bag to go home. Yeah. And that's, you never ever want to put any of your masks, no matter what style, in plastic. Plastic will inhibit bacteria growth.
We have not gotten to gloves. We are getting there. So let's talk aprons.
Okay, aprons. Once again, we also right now at this point for your clothes, since we're on aprons, let's talk about clothes. Does that work for you, Holly?
Yes, we can tie clothes and aprons in together.
Okay, so it is being recommended. It's not advised. It's not a mandate, but for you to wear clothes to go in and out of home with, and then changing into work clothes. The reason for that is you're constantly around that bacteria, that germs. They have suggested for us, this is what healthcare highly recommended, best practice. This is what we're doing as well. I also know some of my restaurant friends, this is what they want their people to be doing, because in our area, they're allowing certain restaurants to open up here in a couple days. And that is what they're having their restaurants do as well. And once again, it's not mandated. But I personally, when I go to the grocery store, I'm doing the same thing. As soon as I get home, I bring my stuff in, might do my wipe down of my stuff, and then I change my clothes. And so you're going to go to work, you got your work bag, put your clothes that you're going to wear at work in like a grocery sack. That way you can dispose of it, or you can put them in a paper bag. That's fine too. Or a reusable cloth bag that you can wash. Pop it right into the washer when you have your clothes that you wore at work. And then change at work. Now remember this, you need to give yourself allotted time for this. But you can also reduce your risk more, even if you don't want to do your full clothes, if you didn't want to change your pants, your shirt, if you're standing behind, but if you go to get your client, going to get your client from the door, a full outfit is what I would bring to and from work to change into. And then, remember, anytime you touch anything on yourself, you're going to have to do hand hygiene. And so change your clothes when you get to work, hand hygiene. And that's also the same for your shoes. If you want to leave shoes at work, fine and dandy. If you don't, you don't want to have to do that, remember, tote your shoes in and out too. They've suggested the bacteria, germs, virus can live on set surfaces anywhere from 24 to up to 5 days on certain types of surfaces. And think of that surface. Think what style of buttons are on your shirt, what style of zipper you have on your shirt. If you have one of the neck halter type shirts that have a clasp on the back, that is a different type of material, and the virus can live on that longer. Now, same thing with your apron. The apron, a lot of them have like an adjustable toggle that's metal. The virus can live on metal up to 3 days. So once again, wearing it, not wearing it, you'll need to, anytime you're touching anything in yourself, you'll be hand hygiene again. You'll have to do hand sanitizer, wash your hands. Personally, it's easier for me to just change my clothes than have to constantly worry that, am I clean, am I dirty? And that goes to when you go home. If you aren't going to change your clothes, think about who meets you at the door. There's even stuff now with animals getting it. I've seen just on the news the other day, there was a dog, there's already been a cat, they've had big animals get it. If you walk into your door with your contaminated clothes, if you have the kids running up to you, the dog's right there. At least this way, if you do change your clothes, that at least eliminates that amount of the virus coming in on you.
Yes. And you can always put your apron and your clothes in the same bag, drop it in the washing machine, and go straight to the shower when you get home.
Yeah, and I do use mine in the reusable bag. That way I can just drop my bag right in.
And Lord knows we all have tons of reusable bags because that's just who we are. If we are to consider our clients could have COVID because of being asymptomatic, shouldn't they wear a really good mask to protect us? And what kind of mask should they wear?
If you think about it, and potentially over 50% of us are asymptomatic right now, that's what they are telling us. As long as you are wearing a mask, you're protecting your germs to you. And then as long as I'm wearing a mask as well as me as the professional, I'm keeping my germs to me. So even if, yes, of course, the higher ones like the double layer fabric, like what Holly and I have with the outer layer that's really thick, a cotton layer, and then hopefully when those filters can come in and we can get that. But even the double layer fabric, even if just double cotton, is what we're wearing in and out of the hospitals before we put our actual procedure masks on. But so if you can, by all means, please get the thicker layer and a cotton layer. But if the client, some of them are wrapping their big old scarves around their neck, and if they can breathe through that, that's fine. Because think, every time they pass that scarf around on the front of their face, that's another layer of fabric. That's more. Just be careful, because a lot of them, it's hard to breathe when you get all that. Think about when you're running to the car and you're all bundled up for winter. But even a little bit, my husband's job is just any style of face covering. Most of the guys are wearing like the bandana tied around. They look like criminals themselves, but that's what they're wearing. And it's just because that little bit is protecting. That's keeping your germs inside that mask.
Could you just simply wear a lab coat over your clothes?
Absolutely. And I know some people that my friends that do the restaurants, they're suggesting that their staff get black button-up shirts that are a little bit bigger so they can just slip that right over. And that's what they're doing for their running in and out. Lab coats will be fine. And it's just if you want that extra layer of that protection. But the lab coats, that's the hospital is wearing, and they have, and it's getting straight out, sent out, just like we've suggested with the clothes.
How do we eat lunch?
So lunch, you're going to, everything will come off at your station besides your mask. And then, so when you're heading in to go to your lunch, you need to be mindful, once again, your 6 foot distance and all of that, and really push this when you're eating your lunch. You're not going to have your mask on, and neither are they. And they're saying, the virus is aerosol, meaning that it can stay in vapor fragments in the air. So keep your mask on, get your lunch ready, get everything ready how you want to set it up. And if one layer of protection that we're doing is we are taking our wipe where we are going to be sitting, wiping everything off before we even get our lunch out. Hand hygiene before, of course, everything. Now, when you get into it's time, we're actually going to sit down and eat. That is when you'll have your paper baggie with you. And this is also a good idea. Keep a paper bag in your lunchbox so you're not having to bring the one that's contaminated that you've been using all day, all long, in and out of clients. Bring that with you into the break room or wherever you're eating. And then, so you're going to eat your lunch and everything. But remember, everything that you touched, you have to disinfect. Now, that's the buttons to the microwave. That's the TV remote. That is your cell phone. That's your cell phone charger. Whatever you are touching needs to be disinfected. And personally, I disinfect before I eat and I disinfect when I'm done eating.
So, yes, this live is going to be saved. What about covering your hair?
There is a hit or miss with that. Some people are completely. And if you think about it in surgery, we wear hair coverings all day long. And that is to, one, keep your hair from the client, but the virus can be on stuff. The CDC hasn't suggested it yet, we are not doing it for anybody outside of surgery right now in the hospitals. We are not doing it. But I have seen some people some doctors that have like cancer clients that need to be out due to in and out of appointments. They are suggesting that they are wearing them just because it's another layer and to keep your hair back. Like I just touched my hair yet again. So pull back.
My thought was I put my hair in a bun kind of in the middle of the back of my head, just for the simple thought that when I did the tie mask, then the tie went above and below my bun. And if you're taking a shower when you get home to wash everything off of you, that's going to wash your hair.
Absolutely. And something else that's good too with your tie masks, you can use the actual little hair barrettes or bobby pins instead of tying, and you can just push that bobby pin or the barrette right onto your hair with the tie mask.
What is the best way to drink water when we're working?
Well, this is something that's going to be a drastic change for me. Whenever I go to all my appointments, I always have water with me. Holly always has water with her. It is going to be suggested that we don't tote our bottles with us because of it. Once again, it can have the bugs on it, and you have to take your mask off to drink. So you're going to have to drink a lot in between clients, and your clients aren't going to be able to bring in their bottles either.
If you usually go home during the day, should you change clothes before you leave work or not go home during the day?
I would suggest not going home during the day because yes, you will then need to change your clothes because then you're double contaminating yourself. Plus, think of your car.
You're leaving all that in your car. Should you wash your hair ties?
I would.
How about our cell phones?
Cell phones, they are germs. They are heavy. I challenge anybody right now, wipe your phone real quick just to see what you get off of it. Your phones are disgusting. Think about it. You're touching it all the time. And specifically, people are on their phones when they go to the bathroom. So you are going to need to disinfect it. I wash my phone when I get to work. We have to wipe your phone off. We are wiping it. Once again, you're going to go take your break. You're going to have to wipe it. If you are using your phone, like Holly uses her phone for payments, using her mobile payment system, client's going to touch your phone. So we're going to have to wipe it between every client too. I would suggest if phones aren't, depending on where you are, some salons aren't going to allow the phones to be brought in. Some are. If it's in, it's going to have to be disinfected. And then once again, that's another wipe.
Yes, using disinfectant wipes. And another thing that we'll need to use the disinfectant wipes on are credit cards. When your client pays with a credit card, you can offer them a wipe if they would like to use it to wipe off their credit card. You're also going to need to wipe off your credit card machines. Do you recommend a plastic bag around your cell phone?
You can, but however, remember the bags that are just normal plastic bags aren't meant if your phone gets hot. So that would be definitely something I would want to investigate first. And that is the same thing with your wipes. Check the wipe, look it up online to make sure you can wipe it with your phone. I wipe my phone with an alcohol solution. But see, my phone has it has the cover and the face cover. So I have already contacted the company because we wanted to make sure for work, because that's the majority of what we have. And we can completely wipe our entire phones with a normal wipe. But if you don't have the coverings on your phone, you need to be really careful with what you're using, because it can actually eat some of like it can scratch the glass depending on what the wipe's made of. If it's like a plastic layer for your phone cover protection, that could also pit your plastic. So I just use alcohol for mine.
Wipe manufacturer.
Yes.
I contacted the manufacturer of the wipes that I use in the salon to make sure that my wipes were screen safe. What if your salon is in your home?
Salon in your home, we will treat no different. Treat it the same way, if I wouldn't, if your kitchen isn't the same level as your salon is, or wherever you're going to eat, I would bring total lunchbox just like anybody else would. Inconvenient, yes, but that's to keep your home separate from it. And so the same way, bring your clothes down. If you're saved, it's a different level. Bring your clothes with you. It's a different room. Keep everything there. Now, if you use your own, have your own separate bathroom, you're going to disinfect the bathroom the same way. You're going to, anything that the clients are going to be using, you have to disinfect. Anything that's sitting out, it's going to have to be disinfected. So the best thing to do is to declutter everything.
What about our car seats?
Car seats, same way. Most of them have that plasticky kind of coating. Wipe it down. For then your cloth seats, if you have the vinyl or you have leather, you can get the wipes to wipe it down. I know some people are okay if it does hurt their car right now, they're okay with it. We, in the hospital setting, our disinfectant wipes we can wipe cloth seats with. You just want to test an area to see if it's going to be harmful for it. Most wipes that you stay away, you don't have to use bleach right now. Bleach is not, there's typically the wipes, like the wipes that Holly uses, are appropriate, and we aren't having to use bleach in the hospital. So just test a small spot, and then keep wipe with you. Do your steering wheel, do your buttons, do your window buttons, your door handles.
Do you recommend shoe covers?
No, I do not. Just when you are doing your putting your shoes on and off, just remember hand hygiene when you go to put them on, and hand hygiene when you're done.
Cecilia asks about fabric chairs in the salon. I would suggest covering them for now, and that's been what most places have suggested, is that you just put plastic covers over your fabric chairs.
Yeah.
This one asks, there's not a break room in the salon. Should I eat in my car or find a spot on the sidewalk for lunch and breaks?
If you are okay with eating in your car, by all means. If there's a spot where you normally sit, that you can sit where other people aren't around you, and then just wipe it down. It's, we've had, it's going to sound nasty, but we've had people in different places where the bathroom was where they could eat because they could clean the countertop off. But it's just, if nobody else is around you, sit there and eat, and then you can, even if you are having to eat at your table, at your booth, wipe everything down when you're done.
A couple things to think about: make sure there are no exposed items on your table. So if you kept your polish remover pads or anything like that in open containers, make sure those are no longer in open containers. Wipe down your entire e-file, not just disinfecting the bits. You're now going to need to use your disinfectant wipes and wipe down the entire surface of your e-file between clients. We talked about clothing. We already talked about the end of day, going home, and shoes. Go ahead if you guys have any other questions. Oh, should you not wear sandals and open-toed shoes?
If you are going to be wearing sandals and open-toed shoes home as well, you're okay. But if you're going to be putting those toes that have been exposed into some socks, and then some socks and some tennis shoes, I would say no. Otherwise, if you're going to wear the same sandals in and out, you're heading straight to the shower when you get home. But I would wear your shoes into the bathroom.
Okay.
But then you also risk, you're then tracking your germs across your carpet as well. So, I mean, up and yes and no. They're suggesting for us at work to not.
All right. So we have less than 2 minutes remaining, and Instagram is going to cut off. We actually used up our whole hour.
Okay, so I'm going to show really quick how to remove the glove.
Yes. Show us how to remove the gloves.
Okay,
so this for everyone. It will be on YouTube, and I will have graphics for you on my Facebook page and on my Nails Magazine blog.
Okay, so just really quick, doesn't matter which hand you start with. We're dirty. When you go to take off your first glove, you're going to pull on your material. Tuck your fingers in, and you roll that. It's going to roll right out. You put that into the other glove, and then use your now non-dirty finger, and you slide it under the glove. Makes a little pocket, and then you roll.
So you pinched it up here?
Yep. And start tugging. Yep, tuck your fingers. There you go. Clean finger under the wrist.
Poked it in there.
Yep. And then roll it all out. Big pocket, tuck your fingers, roll. Clean finger under.
Sweet. That was handy.
I'm also going to suggest be mindful of anything you're wearing, watches, jewelry. It all is going to have to be disinfected at the end of the day.
Okay. So if your watch, you don't want to be disinfecting your watch, don't wear it right now.
Correct.
Talk on the wall. Thank you, everyone, for joining us live. Thank you so much, Megan, for taking time out of your day. We know you're crazy busy. Thank you for being on the front lines, working in the hospital. We appreciate you. And we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Take care and be safe. Mwah.